in the shadow of an oak where wild roses dare to climb. I remember Jenny danced in the springtime of our prime. Her laughter echoed softly on a breeze that knew no time, by the porch of that old cabin where our hearts began to chime. But the grave said nothing, silent under open skies, where I whisper secrets and my long overdue goodbyes. Every sunset paints her face in the clouds that drift inside, and the grave said nothing, just let a lone cowboy cry. Years have worn the saddle where she'd sit and sing so sweet. Gravel roads are overgrown where danced our youthful feet. Now the town feels empty like the echoes in my mind, where memories like dust are all that she's left behind. The grave said nothing, silent under open skies, where I whisper secrets and my long overdue goodbyes. Every sunset paints her face in the clouds that drift inside, and the grave said nothing, just let a lone cowboy cry. Sometimes I think I hear her in the whistle of the train, or the rustle in the bluegrass like soft whispers of her name. It's a curse of the lonesome to walk the earth and roam, with a heart full of memories in a world that ain't a home. And the grave said nothing while I lay flowers in the rain, saddled with this heartache and these long enduring pains. Every path I wander, every trail where I've been led, takes me back to silence where the earth holds what I said. Yes, the grave said nothing, and the wind just moans her name. The grave said nothing, and I'm left alone with the echoes of what remains. Out by the ridge where the red oak grows, I made a fire in the cold shadow's throes. Her scarf still dances on the porch old wood, where we swore forever, misunderstood. The night whispers secrets in the wind softly. Oak leaves rustle, tales of what used to be. Under that vast endless sprawl of starlit embers, each flame cracks the dark. Lonely fire remembers. Lonely fire, oh how you burn. Echoes of soft laughter and the slow yearning churn. The warmth has faded, now just ash gray and tender. In the glow of lost love, my heart still surrenders. Now the trail's overgrown, the cabin's bare, gravel roads leading nowhere, just to old despair. Her saddle's empty, on the fence it's worn, just like the heart I've carried, tattered and torn. Rain taps the roof in a rhythmic, mournful song. Each drop of memory, where did I go wrong? Dust rises then settles in the quiet of the plains, treading old paths where only silence innocence remains. Lonely fire, oh how you burn. Echoes of soft laughter and the slow yearning churn. The warmth has faded, now just ash gray and tender. In the glow of lost love, my heart can't but surrender. Was it the wild land or the wandering ways that stole the colors from our golden days? I'm left with an echo, a shadow in the breeze, her whisper in the leaves. Remember me, please, lonely fire. You're all that's left, burning through the night. Of warmth I'm bereft, yet in your ashes, her memory I tender. In the cold silent night, my soul still remembers. So I sit here a while, let the embers die down. In the heart of the night, in this quiet little town, with the ghosts of the past in the dance of the flames, I remember her laugh as the lonely fire wanes. In the shadow of the oak by the creek where we met, I found your old boots, sun-faded, soaked and set. Whispers of dust on the leather worn thin, each crack a story, each stain a sin. We walk wild lands, under skies so vast, in a quiet town where our love was cast. Old boots burns, you're the echo of her steps in the rain, the soft sigh of the wind, calling her name. Every sunset bleeds like the heartache I've earned. With each mile I roam, to the days of boots burn. Now the cabin's empty, the fire's just ash and smoke. Where once we lay, now it's just shadows that I coax. The gravel roads whisper with the tales of your scarf, drifting away like a melody on a lone guitar. The porch still creaks, missing the way to your gaze, as I search the horizon, lost in a dusty haze. Old boots burns, you're the echo of her steps in the rain, the soft sigh of the wind, calling her name. Every sunset bleeds like the heartache I've earned. With each mile I roam, back to the days of boots burn. Under the infinite prairie sky I confess, in the rustle of the leaves I hear your dress. I'm a ghost in these boots, wandering warm, chasing shadows from a love long torn. Vinyl burns, will the echo ever fade in the rain, or will her whisper in the wind remain the same? Every sunset a reminder of the love I spurned. In the dust I'll keep walking through the days of boots burns. Loose in the dust, I'll keep walking, haunted by boots burned. Underneath the oak, where the creek bends low, there's a whisper of a scarf left by winter's snow. Sunset spills like fire where we used to stand. Her laughter echoes over scrubland and sand, and the creek listened as I spoke your name through the rustling reeds where my sorrows came. The water runs like memories I can't hold. Creek, listen close to the stories told. Years have worn the pathways, cabins fall to dust, gravel roads to nowhere, lined with broken trust. Once we watched the stars from an old porch swing. Now the night just whispers through the cold spring, and the creek listened as I spoke your name through the rustling reeds where my sorrows came. The water runs like memories I can't hold. Creek, listen close to the stories told. There's an ache in the silence where the wind replies, saddle worn and empty beneath these endless skies. In the solitude of dusk, to the creek I confess, all that's left is shadow and your faded dress. And the creek listened as I cried your name past the rustling reeds by the flickering flame. The water runs like memories now turn cold. Creek, listen close as my heart grew old. So the creek listened and the oak trees know of the love lost in the echo where the wild winds blow, with each sunset painted in sorrow's deep hue. The creek still listens as I whisper to you. Out where the oak tree shadows lay along, under the breath of the prairie song, found an old locket rusted and worn, whispered secrets of love sworn. By the creek where we used to roam, in a quiet town that we called home, your laughter danced on the summer air, your scarlet scarf left hanging there. Locket shut the door on the past so sweet, locked inside where our memories meet, riding through these ghost trails alone, echoes of a love deep as stone. The wind's a harsh reminder in the fading light of your smile that's gone into the night. Years rolled by like a storm slipped drift past. The wildlands changed, so did the grass. Old porches creak beneath time's heavy hand, and empty cabins where we made our stand. The saddle's worn like the heart I bear. Path's overgrown, yet I feel you there. The rain falls soft on the dusty ground, in the silence after. You're nowhere found. Lock it, shut the door on dreams once lived, in the heart of a wanderer endlessly adrift. Riding through these ghost trails alone, echoes of a love deep as stone. The dusk a cold blanket over twilight side of your voice that's faded into the sky. Down the gravel road under the sunset's burn, a lesson in each turn of how to love then learn. An empty echo in the box, but once a fire burned bright. Now just the twilight and the softening of night. Lock and shut the door on the love I can't restore. Whispers in the wind say I'll see you once more. Riding through these memories alone, echoes of a love forever my own. With every sunset swallowed by the night, I find peace in the starlight, holding on to your light. Under the shade of an old oak tree, where the wind whispers secrets in a dance, you and I carved our names for eternity, in that wild field where we took our last stance. With a scarf you left, all tattered and red, tied to the branch where our love stories bled. Saddle cries on a dusty trail, echoes of hoofbeats a lonesome wail. Sunset burns just to fade away, like your voice in the winds of yesterday. Oh, this heart rides alone tonight, under stars that don't shine as bright. Now the old porch creaks with no one to know. The tales of the laughter are sweet undertow. An empty cabin keeps the cold at its heart. Gravel roads lost to the wilderness wrath, where the river used to sing you to sleep. Lies the silence, so heavy, so deep. Saddle cries on a dusty trail, echoes of hoofbeats a lonesome wail. Sunset burns just to fade away, like your voice in the winds of yesterday. Oh, this heart rides alone tonight, under stars that don't shine as bright. In the rustle of leaves I still hear your laugh, but time's a thief in a photograph. Fading trails, how they twist and they weave. Your absence is the ghost I can't leave. Saddle cries on that dusty trail, A cowboy's heart told a lonesome tale. Every sunset I whisper your name, in the hopes that my soul you'll reclaim. Yet here I ride forever astray, in the twilight of memories that won't fade away. Out where the oak tree shadows lie long on the dust, I found an old saddle, leather worn into rust. Beneath the wide brim of a sunset that bleeds lies a tapestry woven from wildflower seeds. Our names carved deep in the bark of time's embrace, echoes of laughter, the ghost of your face. Oh, saddle hides tales of old, of a love so brave in a world so cold, where the winds whisper soft through the empty cabin sighs. I'm a shadow in the moonlight under infinite skies. Each stirrup and buckle, every scar, every ride, saddle hides. Oh, saddle hides. The porch still creaks where we danced in the rain. Now it moans underfoot like it's singing our pain. The trails have grown over the gravel roads bare. No echo of hoofbeats, just silence hangs there. A scarf you once wore is now faded and torn, fluttering lonely like a flag long forlorn. Saddle hides tales of old, of a love so brave in a world so cold, where the winds whisper soft through the empty cabin sighs. I'm a shadow in the moonlight under infinite skies. Each stirrup and buckle, every scar, every ride, saddle hides. Oh, saddle hides under the vast prairie sky. I lay down my heart, the plains roll out like the canvas of a forgotten art. Where did we lose the thread? Where did the story change? In this land that shaped us, nothing stays the same. Oh, saddle hides, tales retold, memories fading to the dusk, silver and gold, where the winds whisper soft through the empty cabin sighs. I'm a shadow in the moonlight under infinite skies. Each stirrup and buckle, every scar, every ride, saddle hides. Oh, saddle hides. Here I'll abide with my saddle hides. Out where the oak tree shadows creep, by the creek where the willows weep, there's a wheel half buried where lilies grow, marking love's passage soft and slow. Her laughter echoes in the breeze, whispers cross the Amarillo seas. That old wagon wheel, rusted red, spins tales of the love we once had. Wagon wheel, keep on turning through the whispering whispering winds and the fire still burning. My heart rides on your rusty rim, rolling through memories brim to brim. In the cool night air under starlit vaults, my spirit wanders, my heart halts. By that old wagon wheel I'm forever gone, bound to the ghost. The wagon wheel haunts. Years have worn the leather of my saddle. Past have changed, now let's travel. The cabin's empty, the porch swings alone, echoing steps of a love long gone. Riding these trails dusk to dawn, the scarf she left now sun-bleached and worn. Gone dreams where wild roses sprout, leaving just shadows filled with doubt. Wagon wheel, keep on turning through the whispering winds and the fire still burning. My heart rides on your rusty rim, rolling through memories brim to brim. In the cool night air under starlit vaults, my spirit wanders, my heart halts. By that old wagon wheel I'm forever gone, bound to the ghost. The wagon wheel haunts. Now the rains trace old trails like tears on my face, each drop a memory, each storm a trace of a love so wild like the mustangs that run underneath the fading western sun. Wagon wheel, keep on turning, my heart's a campfire forever burning. Ghostly love, ride with the wind in the wild yonder where our dreams have thinned. Here by the wheel I stand, I haunt with the quiet whispers the wagon wheel taunts. In the silence there's nothing to flaunt, just a cowboy's memories, and the wagon wheel haunts. Neath an old oak tree shade I found a wagon wheel worn by the journey it made. Sitting there I traced the spokes and saw your scarf so light, flutter like a ghost dance in the fading evening light. Oh, wagon wheel held tight in hands that now are gone, rolled us across the wild plains to dreams now overdrawn. Creek whispers your name through the willow's mournful sigh. Underneath that oak tree is where my heart lies. The cabin's now empty where your laughter filled the room. Porch is silent and dusty under melancholy's gloom. Saddlebags packed with dreams now just collect the rain. That lone gravel road won't hear you sing again. Oh, wagon wheel held tight in hands that now are gone, rolled us across the wild plains to dreams now overdrawn. The wind carries sorrow where our wildflowers used to bloom. In the heart of the empty cabin I still wait in the gloom. sight. Down where the river bends, under the sighing oaks, we etched our names in the bark, beneath heaven's wide cloak. Your laugh was a melody, danced on the summer air, in that old dusty town we hadn't a single care. The porch light flickered soft, as the day kissed the dark. That's where my heart lives still, where the river bend fell apart. Oh, how the river runs, cold and relentless, so carrying away the dreams of the lovers it used to know. Under those starlit skies, my lonely soul does start to wander back to you, where the river bend fell apart. Seasons turned the pages, the oaks began to moan. Your scarf caught on the wind, soon I was all alone. The trails we walked turned faint, cabins fell to decay. Gravel roads lead nowhere since you've gone away. Saddles gather dust like the echoes in my heart, left yearning for the days before the river bend fell apart. Oh, how the river flows under the moon's quiet gaze, whispering of old sorrows and the price that love pays. My soul's caught in the drift, tethered to a broken cart, always riding back to where the river bend fell apart. Twilight's embrace, I feel your gentle touch fade, just a ghost in the breeze, another memory shade. A lone tear mingles with rain on my weathered cheek, it starts another storm I weather since the river bend fell apart. So let the river run wild, let it carry my cries apart, through whispering winds, over lands vast and stark. And if you're listening still, in the quiet of your heart, meet me at the dusk, where our river bend fell apart. Just two shadows merge as the day turns to dark, silhouettes of a love by the river that fell apart. In the shadow of the oak, where the wild daisies grow, you whispered words of love, soft and low. Beneath that ancient tree, we swore eternity, but like the river bends, you slipped away from me. The porch still creaks, the door still moans, haunted by the love the heart once known. Love rode through like a summer storm, leaving just a scarf tattered and worn. In the whisper of the wind I hear your laugh, echoing down old gravel paths. But the sunset dyes everything in red, coloring the dreams that we once had, where once our laughter filled the dusty street. Now silence lays thick and deep. The cabin stands empty by the weeping willow sway, wood worn soft by many a day. The trails we walked are overgrown, lost to time, like the love we've known. Love rode through like a summer storm, leaving just a scarf tattered and worn. In the whisper of the wind I hear your laugh echoing down old gravel paths, but the sunset dyes everything in red, coloring the dreams that we once had. Under the vast unyielding sky, I've come to learn how goodbye can be a whisper or a tear, something lost between the fear and the love. And every night when stars above shine, I search for you in their divine design. Love rode through, but it rides no more, just echoes in the wind, the creaking floor. With every sunset, every starlit trail, I feel the weight of a love that's still so frail, yet in the vastness, in the crimson hue, I've learned to live with the ghost of you.
I rode down past a canyon road, boots worn thin, a heart full of load. That old wind still whispers her name. Since she left, nothing feels the same. My hat's tilted, sun hanging low. The whiskey burns, but it's all I know. Got a picture of her in my coat, and a goodbye she never wrote. Just dust and whiskey, and a memory that won't die. Love like fire, burned under open sky. Now I'm chasing shadows in the heat and the haze, trying to outrun her ghost for days. Dust and whiskey, that's all she left behind. We used to dance in the old saloon, her laugh outshined every tune. Now it's just smoke and a lonesome song, played by a man who got it all wrong. I talk to stars she used to name, pour another glass to ease the blame, but every sip just takes me back to her sundress and that one dirt track. Just dust and whiskey, and a memory that won't die. Love like fire, burned under open sky. Now I'm chasing shadows in the heat and the haze, trying to outrun her ghost for days. Dust and whiskey, that's all she left behind. If I could turn this horse around, I'd ride back to that sleepy town. But some things ain't made to last, like train smoke and a lover's past. Dust and whiskey, and her name in the wind, a story I keep living again and again. And if you find her out there someday, tell her I still ride but lost my way. lost in whiskey and a heart that won't unwind. On the ridge where the oak tree shadows lay, I left my heart in the fabric fraying gray. That scarf you gave on a cold frontier day still ties me to whispers where wild horses play. Every gust along that gravel road tangles in threads where our loved ones float. Oh, the scarf stays in the winds of the wasted plains, holding tight to a ghost town's window panes, under skies too wide to hold our dreams. It's just me and the echoes of your scenes. Time's hands pulled us like the river bends, from those golden trails to separate ends. The porch got old and the cabin door creaks, but your smile in the dust is what my heart seeks. Now I roam with the twilight's crimson bleed, a lone rider with only memories to feed. Yes, the scarf stays in the winds of the wasted plains, holding tight to a ghost town's window panes, under skies too wide to hold our dreams. It's just me and the echoes of your scenes. By the flicker of the campfire's dying light, I see your face in the stars each lonesome night. Maybe all that's left is for me to roam, finding solace in the saddle, forever home. And the scarf stays as the world turns beneath the stars, wrapped around the pain of old forgotten scars. In the silence of the hills where the cold winds moan, I've let you go, but this scarf won't leave me alone. Oh, I've let you go, but this scarf won't leave me alone. In the shadow of a gnarled oak tree, where our names were carved in worn wildwood, the campfire's glow kissed your face so sweet. On that hushed night where we both silently stood, your scarf it danced like a flame in the breeze, while the laughter of old echoed under the moon. Spilled in the heart of the Rockies, just you and me, where for one fleeting moment the world stood still. Oh, the campfire stood still, but the years pushed on through, with your whisper in the wind and your sin in the dew. As the embers glow fades into dawn's early light, I'm holding on to ghosts in the cold of the night. trees grown over, the names barely seen. That old porch we dreamt on is lost to the weeds. The trail to our cabin, what's clear and serene, is a memory's path choked out by the seeds. I wander these towns where the dust never settles, from saloons to the stables where our stories were penned. Yet in each lonesome sunset, in the twilight's soft metals, I find the bitter taste of what could have been. Yes, the campfire stood still, but the years rolled like waves, with your laughter just a whisper past the old gravel graves. As the stars claim the sky and the night seals our fate, I'm lost in the shadows that we used to create. Campfire stands still, and I kneel by its side, with the ghosts of your kisses where my regrets reside. As the flame flickers out and the cold whispers surrender, in the ashes I trace forever and ever. In the ash forever and ever, in the cold, quiet dust, where the campfire stood still and still stands for us. Down by the willow, where the creek used to sigh, carved our names under that 4th of July sky. The oak trees whisper secrets in the breath of the wind, promises made just to break and not to mend. Oh, the creek fell apart just like the dreams we knew. Water stopped running where the wildflowers grew. In the dust of the trail where our footsteps disappeared, I listen for you, but it's my own echo I hear. The old porch swing hangs, lonesome and untold, rusted chains and memories too painful to hold. Your scarf still dances on the breeze of the dawn, in a town too quiet since the day you were gone. Yes, the creek fell apart just like the dreams we knew. The water stopped running where the wildflowers grew. In the dust of the trail where our footsteps disappear, I listen for you, but it's my own echo I hear. Somewhere past the sunset, on roads that twist and bend, I ride with your shadow as my only faithful friend. Every empty cabin, every silent starlit park holds a ghost of the whispers from your vanishing heart. So the creek fell apart under
October skies wide and stark, and I wander these valleys with you in the dark. If letting go is the way the old stories all end, I'm lost in the chapters that I cannot amend. As the sun whispers goodbye in hues of deep maroon, I know part of my soul will always be entwined with the moon.
In the shadow of the oak, where wild horses used to roam, I found a scarf of faded red beneath the setting sun's last glow. The old porch creaked under the weight of ghostly tales untold. Her laughter hung on the prairie wind in the whispering grass so bold. Oh, but that empty bed tied down, where dreams and dust collide, in a cabin by the creek, under the endless starlit sky. Each night I lie awake, where her whispers used to tread. A heart can't roam forever around an empty bed tied down. The trails through amber fields where the river bends and sighs, but time it rusts like the old gate swings and all but love denies. The saddle hangs untouched, it seems, since she rode off with the dawn, and all that's left is the echo of goodbye and the silence after she's gone. Oh, but that empty bed tied down, where dreams and dust collide, in a cabin by the creek, under the endless starlit sky. Each night I lie awake, where her whispers used to tread. A heart can't roam forever round an empty bed tied down. There's a wisdom in the wind, an old story it wants to say, about a cowboy's heart that loved and lost, but the prairie calls him stay. Rain may wash the old roads clean, but some tracks they never fade, like the path I walk in my mind each night, where her memory softly lays. So here's to the empty bed tied down, where my weary soul finds rest, in the quiet of the night, with her shadow in the west. Though time may march and the stars may fall and the world may turn its head, a cowboy's heart keeps wandering round an empty bed tied down. Yeah, I'm forever bound to that empty bed tied down.
In the shadow of oak trees, where our initials carved deep, stands an old wooden cabin where my memories see. The porch creaks under footsteps that echo a tune of days when the sunset met the dust of the moon. Silence haunts the valleys where we used to roam. In the whispers of the wind, where I call you home. Each star up in that vast sky holds a tale left untold, and the night air carries secrets of your love grown cold. We rode past the rivers, trails lined with gold, your scarf in the breeze, bold and uncontrolled. But seasons turned sharply, as did your resolve. Now gravel roads stretch where our dreams used to revolve. Silence haunts the valleys where we used to roam. In the whispers of the wind, where I call you home. Each star up in that vast sky holds a tale left untold, and the night air carries secrets of your love grown cold. By the old weeping willow I let my heart speak. The saddle's worn leather, now frail and weak. Rain washes your essence from the earth it drains. Only the scent of pine lingers where my heart remains. Silence haunts the valleys where we used to roam. In the whispers of the wind, where I call you home. Each star up in that vast sky holds a tale left untold, and the night air carries secrets of your love grown cold. So I wander these hills under skies vast and blue, with a heart heavy with echoes and memories of you. The silence will haunt me as I lay down to rest in the wild lands you love, with you still in my chest. In the shade of an old oak tree where the wildflowers used to smile at me, we carved our names, young and free, on that bark where no one else could see. The sun dipped low through leaves that spilled on a dusty road to a dream we'd build. Your scarf had danced on the southern breeze while we swore our love neath the whispering leaves. But now the oak tree stands so still in the silent grasp of the cold hills. Well, your scarf's gone with the winds that chill, and I'm just a shadow, lonesome and still. Years rolled by like thundering trains. Love's sweet summer turned to autumn rains. That old porch swing, it sways alone, singing creeks in a tune of its own. The cabin's empty, the fire's died down, gravel roads lost beneath weeds overgrown. Where once your laughter filled the air, now just echoes of despair. But still the oak tree stands so still, guarding old dreams that the night can't kill. Your scarf's lost in a past that chills, and I'm just a shadow, lonesome and still. travel miles in the quiet look of a fading smile. But every sunset that paints the sky is just another goodbye. Yes, the oak tree stands profoundly still under heavens that time can't fill. Your scarf of memory faded and frilled, and I'm forever a cowboy, lonesome but will ride these trails quiet and shrill, where the oak tree stood and stands still.
In the shadow of Lonesome Hill, 'neath the ancient oak's embrace, where the wind whispers secrets through the leaves' gentle trace, we carved our names young and wild in bark so old and gray, under skies of endless blue, where time just slipped away. Her laughter echoed softly over fields of golden grain, a melody of joy once sung, now a silent haunting refrain. And Lonesome Hill stood still as the world moved on beneath. The sunset bled like my heart when I found she'd left with the breeze. Old saddlebags and dusty trails, my companion since she's gone. On Lonesome Hill I stand alone by the oak where we belong. The cabin by the creek now wears a coat of dust and despair. Windows like the vacant eyes of a love that's no longer there. The porch where we dance 'neath lanterns light now creaks under my weight. With every step a memory falls like leaves to fate's cruel slate. Rain washes old scars, the past we walked turned to mud. Her scarf still hangs on the hook untouched, a relic of our love. And Lonesome Hill stood still as the world moved on beneath. The sunset bled like my heart when I found she'd left with the breeze. Old saddlebags and dusty trails, my companion since she's gone. On Lonesome Hill I stand alone by the oak where we belong. Now the stars above Lonesome Hill, they judge in silent gaze, pointing to the paths I've shunned since those halcyon days, where the echoes of our laughter and the shadow of her smile guide me like a ghostly light lost between the miles. Lonesome Hill stands still, a monument to dreams we wove in the tapestry of a starlit sky and the lands we used to rove. The oak tree bears the weight of time as my heart bears the cost of loving one who's gone away, and mourning what I've lost. On Lonesome Hill I'll return till my days on earth are still a cowboy, a memory, a shadow where
lonesome hill stood still. In the shadow of the whispering oaks, where the wild prairie winds weave, I left my heart on a creaky porch, under the brim where my hat watched me leave. Dusty trails spun tales of two, in the light of the flickering eve, where your scarf danced a waltz with the breeze, a gentle thief of my reprieve. Oh, how the sunset bled its hues, painting loss on its grand canvas sky. Each step away a deeper shade of blue, under that wide, remorseful eye. The oak's arms reached but couldn't hold what my soul had to concede. In the quiet town where the church bell tolled, my hat watched me leave. The cabin stands but empty now, like the hollows of my worn leather boots. Gravel roads lost their laughter, silent under my solitary pursuits. Our love, once a wild river, now a dry bed soft and sere. In the echo of footsteps on old wood, I still hear you oh so clear. Oh, how the sunset bled its hues, painting loss on its grand canvas sky. Each step away a deeper shade of blue, under that wide, remorseful eye. The oak's arms reached but couldn't hold what my soul had to concede. In the quiet town where the church bell tolled, my hat watched me leave. Now beneath the endless arc of stars, my whispers mingle with the cold night air, asking why the winds chose to erase the scent of jasmine in your hair. With every fading trail I take under the moon's watchful gleam, I find the strength to bear that he ate, but never quite the dream. So let the sunset bleed its hues, let paint my pain across the sky. With each step away a deeper shade of true, beneath that wide old watchful eye. Though the oak's arms reach and can't hold what's forever meant to be, in every quiet town and every road I've roamed, my hat watched me leave. In the dust kicking up, where the heart knows its needs, quiet as the settling of the eve, with nothing but